Oh,
Fire! We does a fire! Hi, chat room.
hello, hello.
Hi, guys. How are you? It's
Oh,
Sunday night.
have you done Headless Horseman yet, Jules?
Oh,
Started today.
it started today.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Do
No,
you,
I
do
didn't
you
do it
want to?
today.
I was gonna say, do you want to run it? Do that real quick after the show. I'll get on my tank, get on your healer, instant Q, real quick. There's 4 people in AIE, including I forgot ah, Tetsemi. I think all got theirs today,
Oh,
the
I gotta
first
edit the
day.
show
So
though. I have to edit the show and put it up.
I'll
I
get
know
on
it
my
takes
tank.
like a
You're on your
couple
healer.
minutes.
You'll take like 2 or 3 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
all it'll
All
take.
right. We'll go do it right after the show then.
Yeah. Just on the off chance that you get it.
I know. 8 years and running. I think it's 8 years now. This is
Yeah.
year number 9.
It will happen eventually.
You're gonna bring your Mount Mojo? Is that what it is? You're gonna
That's
bring your
what it
Mount
is.
Mojo?
I've had some awesome luck this week on Raptors especially. So
Raptors. Oh, this
Raptors
is
got 2 Raptors.
nice.
I think I have all the Raptors that I can get as an Alliance player now. I think. Except for the old ZG one if it gets on the black market auction house.
Gotcha.
That's the only one that I don't have. And that's going to be expensive. I did talk to that Easy Guild on Airy Peak, and I almost have enough gold to buy a challenge mode run from them.
I didn't know this existed.
Yeah, they will take your happy little DPS butt through all 8 challenge modes and get gold ratings. So you get the title, you get the mount, the Yeti, and you can unlock all those transmog weapons.
For the low price of?
300,000 gold.
Oh my gosh.
That's how much they're offering. They're also selling Blackhand Mythic kills, where you get the fiery. Oh shoot, what is it? The mount off of Mythic Blackhand,
Oh
and
wow.
that's 400,000 gold. So I've got just over 200K right now, so I have another 500,000 gold to grind out.
Just a little side project for you.
Plus, however much it's going to. Well, I don't know. See, the way with the new patch and all the way we can upgrade our gear, I think it's feasible that we could take down Heroic Archimond to get the Moose mount.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to buy a run if I don't. I would much rather earn it.
Yeah.
With the raid.
Yeah.
Like I did with Garrosh, but I would love to do it.
Even normal Archimond is kind of a pain in the patootie. So.
It is.
Yes, I said pain in the patootie, people.
Pain in the patootie.
Because it was like, we were working on him this week, and I'm like, he's kind of sucky.
Yeah, we were even though the RNG with placement was bad, it's starting to come together. Like in my mind, I can see the organization, and that's the good thing about us is that we listen. And we know what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
So
hey, Gnomewise is here. Is everything working properly? Did I not screw anything up? Please tell me I didn't screw anything up. Because that would be awesome if I didn't screw anything up this week. You can hear the show. It comes through okay. I always find the moment of like when I've screwed something up and I'm like, oh, seriously? Did I really do that? Did I really do that?
Oh no. No. Let's see. What else did trying to see what else I can put on there. I don't remember what else happened this week.
Yeah. This week was like a blur.
Mm.
It was like a blur. I woke up yesterday morning and I'm like, I got a lot of stuff to do. And like, it's just, I'll talk about it on the show. Is Garrus ready for his close-up? He actually left. He was here, and then he left, so he should be back. The spot and the cam are set up. I'll show you. Spot and cam are set up, but he is not in the spot. So we'll just have to wait until he decides he wants to show up. But yeah, it was like this whirlwind of a week, and I finally sat down and played some Heroes on Friday for the first time in 5 days, and I'm like, where have I been? Like, what have I been doing all week? I've been
Who am
coaching a
I?
lot. Like, I've been doing a lot of coaching appointments, and
Oh.
so it's like, I get home and I've got to, have dinner and spend some time with the family, and it's like, okay, coaching time, bye, and then I go do that, and so yeah, I've been coaching quite a bit, and party stuff, like lots of party stuff, and
Yeah.
so yes. I gotta adjust my
We're in
chat
the
window
home.
because it's too
We are
big.
in the home stretch for
There.
that party.
Yes. Have fun, Jayonce. All the love and kisses. Mwah, mwah.
hmm Found out my old overnight team. They're in Boston for 3 weeks.
Oh, you would have
So
been there.
I would have been in Boston.
Oh, that would have been kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I am so glad that you don't have to work nights anymore, but it would have been cool for you to go to Boston.
Oh, yeah, I
Then
would
you would have been
I-
able to see Jay.
Yeah, I would. The travel part didn't really bug me as much as the overnight part. I still like to travel.
Yeah.
So, and I right now I have to travel for work on Fridays right now until we get a new person trained. So, I get to go back to the old hotel rooms.
Yes. Yay. 17 more sleeps. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Okay, that makes it sound really
really soon.
like scary. And I'm looking at this moment right now where I'm just like, the window of time enough time that I have to ship stuff to Anaheim.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in my living room right now. And so there's, exactly how much time do I have left before I can ship stuff to Anaheim and get it there in time for everything. So it's like,
Oh man.
So starting
I
to
know.
panic a little bit, but that's okay.
Time to ship it.
I know. I have time. I have time. And which is good. And I've got somebody on the other end who's going to receive all of it for us and be able to take it to the hotel for us. And it's awesome. So, yes, it's like, this is great. By the way, guys, tonight is our career episode. We have 2 questions related to careers. So that is going to be career themed. It worked out that way. And we'll just make it the career episode.
Jobs
and stuff.
Jobs.
Yes. And everybody's doing well tonight. I saw Nika sound like she sounds like she's getting sick. I'm sorry. That sucks. But hopefully it's going to be passing quickly. Oh, Bim's getting a kilt? This is awesome. That is awesome.
Nice.
Bim's going to be wearing a kilt. You'll have to hang out with all the guys at the door because that they're all going to be wearing kilts apparently. So
That's the thing.
they're all going to be wearing kilts of some sort.
I will not be, but that's okay.
Yes.
I am happy for those that wear the kilts.
I'm going to move this.
I'm
I don't
adjusting
know why.
my microphone.
I don't know why you're bleeding through here. Hang on a second.
I'm bleeding.
Yeah. See if I can move this. That is not the way I want it to go. Oh, that's just your forehead.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if I can move this. Dynamic view. Normal view.
Normal view. Normal view.
You see the corner of my screen here, so let's see if I can do this. Hang on. Nope, it's just going to do that. I'll fix this. Let me fix this. Hang on. I don't like that the window is doing that weird thing. Add screen capture. How do I fix that?
I'm not sure.
I'll do this.
Do I need to duck down?
No.
Get away from the...
No. Let's do this. Let's see if this will work. Oh, that's not the square I wanted. Oops.
Oh, man.
Let's
Job talk.
add.
Get my keys out of my pocket. Jingle, jingle.
I'm gonna have to fix both windows too, so let's do this. Look at that, that's much better. Now we don't see.
Alright.
Let me see how. Whoa, that's a fun look there.
Uh-oh. What did I...
You'll see it in a second.
Oh, boy.
It's like you look like you're looking over the fence.
Looking over the... Oh.
Isn't that great?
Like, hey there, Tim. How's it going? Yeah.
This is not an exact
Kilroy
science.
instead of Mark Conan. Kilroy's here.
This is not an exact science by any means, but we make it work, you know?
Yeah.
There we go. Nope, I don't like that either. I'm fixing it. I'm not centered. All right, we gotta make this work this way.
You must find your center, Jules.
I must find my center. This is the best. You get to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, I know. It's like, uh-oh. Oh, no.
Nope, that's just too much. You know, when Skype does what it does, you just have to kind of say, okay, well, it does what it does.
Yeah,
right.
you have to deal with it.
There we go. All right, that's better.
All right.
That looks like it's an improvement. Let me see you in there. All right. Let me make sure I get everything here. We do. Let me sound check. Make sure you can hear the sound.
This podcast is a part of the...
Good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Are you guys... Well, Mark Harnon, are you ready to roll?
I don't think I have a choice.
I don't
but
think you
yes.
do. Well, you could just turn your camera off and say, I'm done. I'm out.
Bye.
Bye. Chat room, are you guys...
We ready.
Are you
ready? Ready.
We are ready. All right. Press 1 if you're ready. Press 2 for summons. Look at them all. Can I just say...
Press 1 for summons.
I love our community so frickin' much that you guys put up with us. 8675309.
Where's Jenny?
I don't have a Jenny here. I don't know. All right. We're counting it down. We're making it roll. And we're making a thing.
Do that thing.
I don't know what that is in there, but that's a really weird thing that someone just put in the...
Dihydrogen monoxide is H2O.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. We're counting it down in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Tauren Think Tank, the World of Warcraft podcast for you, the World of Warcraft player.
It is episode 164 of Tauren Think Tank. Today is Sunday, October 18th of 2015. My name is Jules. And that lovely gentleman across from me in the little square that I had to adjust right before the show is Mark Honan.
Hey there, Jules.
Square. I mean,
Square.
you're not square.
You got to vogue a little bit on the channel. Move to the music.
Most definitely.
Uh-huh. Good evening, Jules. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello, everybody listening.
Hello
Listeners.
listeners.
It's good. Another good Sunday evening, and it's good to be here as always. You know,
It is.
had a nice long blur of a week, I think, for both of us, and so it's good to put everything else on hold and talk to all of you. So
Absolutely.
I was ready for it.
This weekend just flew by, and so it was just like, oh, wait, we have a show to do tonight, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do, and we will. And tonight is going to be a themed episode because the questions lined up that way. Tonight's episode is going to be a career episode.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to be pretty darn fun. The questions are somewhat similar, but they definitely have difference in each one of them that are unique to those situations. So it's going to be a lot of fun to talk about those tonight. But first, Mark Honan, what is shaking? How have things been on this very hectic week for you?
Well, it has been kind of hectic. We are at work. We're prepping for the holiday season, and as anybody that knows a thing about the holiday season, they know that retail just kind of gets destroyed. So we're prepping for that, getting everything ready to roll in a few weeks. Whew. So it's been pretty intense a little bit. But as far as like in-game stuff, I added 3 new mounts to the collection this week. It was a very good mount week for me this week. I grabbed the Drake of the North Wind from
Wow.
Vortex Pinnacle. So that was one of those where I just had a hunch. It's like, I'm not doing anything. I could go run Vortex Pinnacle real quick. And then I was like, yeah, whatever. Cause there it is. It just like, like it almost brought a tear to my eye because I was finally done with getting all 4 of the winds. So I've got the north, south, east, and west wind drakes.
Wow.
And it's like, finally, it's only taken 2.5 expansions, but
do you get an achievement for that?
No, just another notch in the mount count.
Gotcha.
So I wish there would be. That would be kind of cool if there was, but it's a personal achievement.
Hey, it's a whole lot
it.
more than a lot of people have accomplished, most definitely.
Yeah, well, you gotta stick to your guns when it comes to mount collecting.
That's
And
true.
another one that I had a hunch on is I went into old Zul'Gurub, actually new Zul'Gurub, since they revamped it, and I killed the Raptor boss and got the Raptor mount from there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the armored Razashi Raptor, and so it's I've been wanting that one for a while. And I already had the Panther. I got that actually in Cataclysm. I won the roll for that way back in the day. So I'm done with Zul'Gurub too. And speaking of places I'm finally done with is the Isle of Giants, because I finally after like 12 primal eggs, I got a black primal raptor to hatch.
Yes.
When you get these eggs, you have to wait 3 days for it to hatch, and then a chance for it to get one of 3 of these, the red and green. And lately it's been red, green, red, green, red, green. And as Bim told me, it's Christmas colors. So I'm glad Christmas season is over. I want the black one. So I got the black raptor. I'm done with the Isle of Giants. I don't have to go back there for anything. Well, Undasta drops a mount.
That's right, he does.
I
don't think you can solo him, though.
Not yet. You can like 3-man him. You could probably solo him if you're a Death Knight or something, you know?
Yeah.
But not a mage. A little too squishy for that, so.
Bim in the chat room just said raptors are so festive.
They are very festive. But yeah, that's working on my warrior a little bit too. I've got her. She's almost up to 98, so she's on her way. Another character to help grind out these holiday mounts, because I don't have the one for Valentine's Day. Speaking of holiday mounts that need to get ground out, Jules, what are you up to now that Hallow's End has started as of about 6 hours ago? I think you have a mount that you need to start grinding out, right?
I do. And, it's funny because Marconin asked me before the show, when we were on pre-show, he said, have you tried for the Headless Horses mount? And I gave him this blank stare.
She did.
And then I was like, oh. And so I realized that my brain is not registering the fact that Halloween is 2 weeks away. So then for, Hallow's End starts in the game. I had that moment this week where I turned, like, Kane and I were at the dinner on Friday night together, and I said, this is what happens to us every year, and we always forget, but we're so busy prepping for BlizzCon, getting excited for BlizzCon, and then when you get home, you realize that Thanksgiving is like 2 weeks away. And he looked at me and he goes, oh yeah, like it was that moment where we realized, like, because you're coming home in like almost mid-November at that point, and then you're like, oh my lord, like what? Okay, so that time just kind of goes into a vacuum right now, and it totally did. I forgot completely. So I guess I have to go. Like, Marconin has already made sure that I'm gonna go. And I'm going to go try for this after the show is over.
Yep. Every day, if you need someone to poke and prod you to run this thing, I'll be like, hey, have you run it yet? Just
be like my alarm clock.
Yeah. Every day. I was like, hey, so did you get it today? Speaking of epic loot and things dropping, the BlizzCon pre-sale went online. Did you get that Heroes of the Storm duffel bag or anything like that?
No.
You haven't looked at that yet?
I looked at everything. I looked at everything that was there, and I said, none of this is actually something that I have to like absolutely have. So, and I'm hoping there's going to be some cool stuff when we go.
There will be. They said they're going to add stuff.
Yeah, and so if we go and then there's something that's super cool, that would be really nice for me. So yeah, I'm holding off, and I'm gonna wind up going and checking out the store, which opens on Thursday of BlizzCon, which is a great idea.
Very good idea.
So stoked.
That's awesome because I think that helps the people that are coming here early and they're spending the whole week. That way, people that live close by that are only going there for the con that day, it'll cut down on that line because I didn't even go in the line at all last year. I went up to my hotel room and I ordered everything on my laptop and just had it shipped to the house.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because the first year I remember the first year that we went, our friends Spencer and Robin went to there and missed part of the opening ceremony so they could wait in line to get some of the stuff at the store. And I'm like, I don't want to miss out on stuff just to buy stuff. So the last year I didn't even bother. We checked it out late and a lot of stuff was already sold out. So it was just like, forget it. I'll get it later. But yeah, that's going to be a nice little perk this year because you pick up your badge, you can go get to the store and it'll be right there, and very cool.
Yeah, and you can get all that done on Thursday and don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So
good.
And then you have loot to wear or carry around with you for the rest of the day that you're there. So yeah. So again, totally not sure about what day it is or where I am or what's going on. This weekend we had guests come to visit us. Midnight and Ladra came down. They live about 2.5 hours away from us, and so they came down to stay on Saturday, and they helped with all of the BlizzCon well played party loot that we have for the Kickstarter and all the backers loot, getting that all organized and prepared to get shipped out to Anaheim. And it is a big job because there are a lot of things that just needed to be assembled and picked and packed, and who gets what and where, and it's just a crazy amount of stuff. And we had a blast. It was awesome. These two ladies are dynamos. They are so organized and amazing that I was just like, thank you, because they would have taken me 4 times as long to do that. And my house is full of chocolate right now. They actually went and brought us like a ton of chocolate as well, so we were just sitting there going, fit for BlizzCon, damn it.
That's what I was thinking.
Damn
I was
it.
like, it's the 2-week stretch, we can do it.
It was we're working on it. So, but it was very, very fun. And so I give those two ladies a huge amount of credit for all the stuff that got done this weekend. We're not done yet, but we have a lot more. And we also did Cat on Fire on Monday and got some looks at Archimond.
Yes, we did.
Archimond. That was fun. That fight is something.
Oh yeah, it is something else. It's woo. It started to click. We had a couple of good attempts, but then you kind of gets kind of late in the night, and you like start making a little mistakes, and I just kind of like, well, it happens, but we made a lot of progress. We're like I was telling Jules before the show, I'm starting to recognize where I need to be and when, and we're just getting accustomed to the fight. So I think I don't think he has very much long for this raid from us. I think we're gonna get him down pretty soon.
Yeah, he's an end boss. He's gonna be complex. We're gonna have to do multiple looks. You're gonna have to like fight to get to phase 3 and hope that you see it, long enough to be able to get some progress in it and die and start over again. And so yeah, it's gonna be fun. But so yeah, we'll be back and looking at him tomorrow night again. Let's see what else. There's so many little things. Backing up again, back to BlizzCon. Well played. If you guys are coming to Well Played and you're interested in volunteering, I forgot to mention this in last week's show, and I kicked myself after I recorded the show. We do have people who have volunteered to help us out, and we would love if anybody else was willing to throw in their hat to say, hey, I'll help you out. I'm especially looking for people who are interested in photography and capturing moments throughout the event so that we can create some photo albums for some of our Kickstarter backers. So if you're liking photography, if you'd like to snap a lot of pictures, send us an email, questions@taurenThinkTank.com or wellplayedparty@gmail.com. Either one. Doesn't matter. I get them both. And we would love to talk to you. We have a lot of volunteers already. It's awesome. And those guys will be getting some emails from me soon about what they're going to be doing. So super excited by that. I got to give a shout out to our Triple T Group Me, the fan-made Group Me that was created by our members of our community. And if you don't know what Group Me is, it's like an online chat room 24 hours a day that you can get through your phone. You can go through your browser. And these guys they're something else. They're something else pretty amazing. Marconan and I take a back seat when it comes to this Group Me. And this community has formed in this group of people, and they're helping each other out with personal issues and dilemmas and, everything from I need advice about buying a car to I need advice for a situation that I'm dealing with personally and I could use your perspective. If you guys wanted to join it, it is absolutely free. It is a great group of people. The short link of it is tinyurl.com/TTTgroupme. And you can join it that way. And, would recommend probably putting it on mute so that it doesn't wake you up in the middle of the night, because we do have people from all different time zones who are talking in that group. So, but it is an amazing group of people. We're just excited to see it kind of form out of the world that we live in. So,
yeah.
What else? Oh, I mentioned last week, did a new show. Pat Crane and I did a new show called A Case of the Mondays, and it's out, and you can subscribe to it. It's so cool. It's on iTunes. We're getting it on Stitcher hopefully soon. Signalsmedia.com/Mondays is our website. Link to the RSS feed and the iTunes link. Also, there's a SoundCloud link in there. We had a lot of fun with this, and we're recording it at 2:00 in the afternoon on Mondays on Zug's on his Zug channel on Twitch. So twitch.tv/Zug, ZHUG. It's a lot of fun. We're just a bunch of goofballs. There's going to be music and some weird water cooler news and what's going on in our world, and there'll be some swearing, and it'll be funny. That's what I can promise you.
Sounds right up my alley.
I know, right?
I listen to that anyway. I listen to like radio show podcasts at work.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually going to queue this one up tomorrow so I can listen to it in the morning before this week's episode.
Yeah, it's very much a pilot. I will tell you, the first one is very much a pilot. We were trying to figure some stuff out. And tomorrow's show is going to be tweaking some stuff and finding our rhythm. But it's just nice to be working with Pat again. We haven't done that since that TV show, and I missed it. Lot less work to do this podcast than it is to do that TV show. A lot less things to watch and keep up with and keep track of.
Yeah.
So this is all the cool, exciting stuff that's going on. Anything that we forgot to talk about for you before we move into the show?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Can't think of anything.
All right. Yeah. Then let's do the show.
Let's do the show.
Let's go.
Let's kick around some ideas, not gnomes.
I know. You don't have to.
It hurts.
It just hurts every time.
Hurts my soul.
You may have made the bumper, but it still is painful.
It's even worse because I did it.
I know you made that. All right. This is letter number 1. We put this under the discussion topic, and let's go with it. Again, this is the career episode, so both letters will have themes revolving around career and career decisions. Letter number 1, Triple T. So I'm not 100% sure where, if at all, this falls into your show. I'm 25 years old, married with 2 kids. I have quite a few college hours and closing in on my degree in cybersecurity. I'm about halfway through my bachelor's degree, and I'm at this point of apathy in school. I hate doing IT. I didn't hate it when I started, but it's only getting worse. I don't feel like I'm helping anyone with cybersecurity. When I was in the military, I felt like the IT work I was doing was still part of saving lives. And now I feel as if it's not enough and it's not what I want. I was thinking nursing would be the way to go, even though male nurses are looked down upon. I still would feel more of a reward knowing that I'm doing something to help save people's lives. Should I change my major this far in? On the one hand, I'll be able to support my family a lot easier doing IT, but on the other hand, I'll make enough to be comfortable and reap the non-materialistic reward of saving lives every day. And this is from Torrance.
That is quite a quite a difficult situation to be in,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, this is a challenging one. It's a big decision to make
Yeah.
in there. And so yeah, so let's start with Marconin. What did you see when you read this letter?
Well, I mean, I had a lot of the same. I actually kind of pretty much changed my major twice in college. I went from music education to business, kind of, and then I went to mass communications. So, I mean, I was in 3 years before I changed my major from music ed to kind of float around business for like a semester,
Yeah.
and then decided on broadcasting. So I've been there. Um, I loved music. It's pretty much the way I express myself is with music, and that's how I think and feel. But it wasn't something I didn't want to teach it really. I didn't want to be a band director. I just like playing. So I can kind of understand where you kind of like some of the things about IT, but now that you're in the thick of it, you're not. I know, and with school and stuff, you're really zeroing in on it, and you're learning the things, but you're not actually doing it. You know, that's the part of the education is I guess you're doing some of it, but you're learning and learning, and I know that can really wear down on you. Whereas once you get out, you're actually in the career field. It's not as stressful because you're not doing it at like you're at a job doing it every day, so it kind of you get into the rhythm of it, of course. Um, but then you got to kind of think about like how much do you want to do nursing? Is this really something that you want to do as much as you want to do IT? I know you want to save lives, but in a way, cybersecurity is saving lives. You're saving people's bank accounts, their insurance records, their medical history, that kind of stuff. It's just a different avenue. Another thing I kind of think about is I know some nurses, and they don't see their family that much. I got one of my friends from college. She's a night nurse, and she is a traveling nurse. She's in Kentucky right now. She's been in Kentucky for 3 months without her kids. She's got 2 little kids. And I know that's one single incident.
Yeah, to me that sounds like she's made some choices in the career field that she's like the path that she's taken for where her employer is.
Sure. Yeah, and that's that. And she said she does make more money doing that, so it's more.
I'm sure.
Because I mean, that's they pay you to stay away from your family, but it's a tough call because you've got you're married, you've got 2 kids, you've got that responsibility on you, and I didn't have that, so it was a lot easier for me to kind of float around. Jules, what do you think with this?
So my younger sister, is a nurse. And she's an ER nurse who worked the midnight shift for a very long time. Because if you're going to work in a hospital, most of the time you're going to start in the least desirable shift. For her, it was okay. It worked out. She wasn't, she's not married. She just had a baby within the last year, so it's not that she had a child at home or anything like that. And then, she's eventually worked her way seniority-wise to become working days, and she loves what she does. Now, I am of the mindset that there are very few people out there that have a drive to save lives. That there's a true desire and there's a calling to save lives. And if that is something, if this is a value system for Taurens, because there's a lot of people who have, when you look at what your value system is for what your career is going to be, you look at what is the most important aspects that a job should give me as I take it. So when you look at it and say, my value system tells me that my job needs to mean something to me in a way that is indicative of me wanting to save someone's life. I need to make a decent salary. For some of us, it's our schedule or our salary or our working environment or our coworkers. There's all of these criteria that we give ourselves. Like for me, my job that I get paid for is, it's the schedule, which was awesome because I was working nights and weekends for a long time and hated it. I never saw my family. I made decent money, but I was working a lot of hours and not home. Every holiday I was working. Every weekend I was working. Very difficult to maintain a lifestyle with a family like that. And so when the job that I have right now, it's the money that they pay me, the hours that that I can work, and the flexibility that I have.
Yeah.
Those are the things that are most desirable for me. Do I love my job? Absolutely not. But it works for what I have, what I'm going on in my life right now. And for
Yeah.
Torrance, I feel like his value is saying to him, I need a job outside of IT. I don't want IT. I want to do something that is meaningful to me. But just remember that with the value and benefit of feeling like you're saving lives, you're going to have the other side of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Just as you are dealing with life and death, you are going to deal with death. There is high levels of stress in nursing. It's a fast-paced environment depending on where you are. If you're working in a hospital, that's definitely there. If you're working in a doctor's office, different situation, of course. But and we also need to talk about the stigma of being a male nurse.
Yeah.
I
Is
hate.
that still such a big thing?
Yes,
Okay. Because
I believe it is.
I'm not sure at all.
So, okay, think about the last time that you've gone to a medical facility and your nurse was male.
Trying to think. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been to a hospital for anything.
Sure.
But there are especially at clinics and stuff. I do see some, not many.
Right.
But.
And I'm not making a mountain of it out of a molehill here, guys. But it is something that he has brought up, and I think it is a very valid concern, is that he is going to have a bit of a, he's going to have to explain to some people who are going to say, wait, you're a nurse? Like, why aren't you a doctor? And, that's internal, and that's something that you will do as strength. And work that out for yourself. There are going to be people who are going to make judgments and have preconceived notions. So, it's going to be out there. In the chat room, it's kind of a mix. People are saying, yes, there's a stigma. No, there's a stigma. I think it depends on the area of the country that you live in.
Yeah, it probably does.
Mm-hmm. So it really just depends. It depends on what is the most, what is the most important thing to you. And if you are proud of the work that you do, there is a lot of nobility and a lot of great things that come out of being a nurse.
Absolutely.
They are very, very, very hardworking, and they're in demand. Like my sister in New Jersey, where she lives, they have signing bonuses for nurses because they're so hard to get that hospitals compete to get a good, experienced, well-trained, well-educated nurse. That, and a lot of them had major signing bonuses to get there. Here in Wisconsin too, I knew people who were graduating from nursing school, and their employers or potential employers were just competing to try to get them. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. Hiccup. So yeah, so there's so many possibilities. I'll bring it. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, just to keep up with the chat room. The game case said, and he works in IT. Mm-hmm. So this is from somebody who's been in IT for a while. And he says that IT can be a horribly frustrating and rewarding career field, but don't come into the pond if you don't like to swim.
Yeah.
And so, you got to kind of strike that balance, because sometimes sometimes I kind of go back and forth with this with my own career stuff, because, well, my own job, I don't consider it a career yet, but there comes to a point where sometimes being happy with your job is important, but also putting food on the table is also important. You're not going to love your job every day, but when it comes to a kind of a college and a whole degree, you're putting a lot of time, money, effort into this. Mm-hmm. And so, well, what does your wife think? Mm-hmm. What do they think? Are they cool with it, because you got to have them supporting you? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it'll, if you're hitting the reset clock on your career, on your college, yeah, you got your basics out of the way, mm-hmm. but it'll still take a couple of extra years. It did for me. It does for everybody.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to consider. That's a lot of things to think about.
That's a great point.
If I can't give you a straight concrete yes or no because man, that's up to you and your loved ones. But if nursing is what you really want to do, if I would talk to more nurses. I don't know if you know many nurses, but you're already halfway through with your IT degree and you're just thinking about nursing. Talk to some nurses. Go at your college if there's a college of nursing. Go to one of the professors there and say, "Hey, I'm kind of interested. Can I talk to any of the faculty here that are nurses? Can I get some more info?" Because if you're just dipping your toe in the water, I wouldn't jump the ship just yet.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make sure that there's something there that you really want to do, and it's a rough field, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think right now at the moment, get some knowledge in the nursing field because I know you said you were in the military, so you may have you probably got some. I know you've got to have some kind of training for that. Life saving training. I know CPR, everything that. So definitely, at least talk to some of the nursing staff or professors.
Mm-hmm.
Lost the word. Talk to the professors at your
Teachers.
school, the teachers, the people that teach you things when you're a student at a school. What are those teaching people called? Yeah. Talk to them and really do some dig deep and do some soul searching and see if this is really what you want to do. Because for me, I love music. It's how my soul sings, but I didn't really want to be cooped up in a classroom every day. I wanted to go out and play music, spread the word. Like a buddy of mine said that my buddy of mine, he's a band director in Dallas, and he would tell people in college that he was the monk in the monastery. He was teaching and cultivating the art, and I was like the missionary. I'd go out and play concerts and go recruit high school kids, stuff like that. So, two sides of the same coin. So when you're looking at how you're wanting to do IT or nursing, really dig in there and see if this is you've got to get some more knowledge and really see if you really, really, really want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I've said this on the show before, but you know how a job interview is an interview for both you and the potential employer?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with schooling. When you start going through schooling and you start following a course and a course of curriculum, and you start to see how it really fits. I mean, I went to school for psychology when I went to college, and I really thought that someday I'd become a therapist. And then I got to the coursework that really talked about the in-depth, like the abnormal psych classes and all of those types of things. And I realized pretty fast that this was not the path that I wanted to take.
Yeah.
It just changed my mindset because I really got a sense of what it actually meant. And so when you're thinking about going through your coursework in IT and cybersecurity, you're getting the in-depth, like full-on view of what it actually means to have a career in cybersecurity. There is
Definitely.
absolutely nothing wrong with you saying, I don't think this is for me. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad about it. And the nursing curriculum could be the same thing for you. But what you've learned at this point about yourself is what you don't want, which is smart. You learn what you don't want out of life, what you don't want out of a career by going into cybersecurity, and you say, this strengthened my resolve to be somebody, to have a career that's involved in life-saving or helping people and saving lives. I mean, obviously you're not going to be saving a life every single day if you're working in a doctor's office seeing routine patients. But if you're
still making an impact.
You're making an impact. You're changing someone's day. I mean, it's no secret. I have a very minor heart condition, and I go see my cardiologist once a year right now, and go see him, make sure everything is fine. And the nurses that are there are some of the nicest people on the planet. Because they know you're going in there because you have heart problems or some like heart condition or you have a concern, and they just make your day brighter. They're just nice and friendly. And if you I had some crisis moments when we were trying to diagnose what was wrong, and I would call them and they would be like, "It's okay. We've got you. Don't worry. And we will make sure you're okay." And that's the stuff that makes people happy. They may not thank you at the time, but you've made a difference in their lives and impacted them every single day. And that's something, if that rings true, if that rings a bell in your brain and says, I want that, then I say go for it.
Yeah. At least, get that extra knowledge. Someone in the chat room suggested shadowing a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that would work with, hospital regulations and such, but, go ask them, see what you can do. Tell them you're interested, and, you're in a fact-finding mission. So get out there and see if that's really what you want to do. And if it is, then, and if your family's cool with it and you guys can make it work financially and time, give it a shot.
Give it a shot. You're 25, you're young, your career's just starting. And you will have a lot of working years ahead of you. A lot of them. Because that, retirement age is 65. So, you're going to be probably working up until then. And with today's day and age, unless you are an amazing nurse and can make a ton of money ahead of time and retire at the age of 40. So
I want that gig.
Right? Right? I worked a long time ago. I worked with somebody who basically lived hand to mouth. They made really good money, but they lived hand to mouth, like both of them. And because they were saving so that they could retire like at age like 45 or something like that. So literally lived from their 20s until their like mid 40s in squalor. That was their plan. And I always sat there and I said, how? Like, what would happen if something to your plan did not work out? Like, God forbid, somebody got like deathly ill, or or they had decided to have a child, or something like their plan did not go to, you'd been saving all this money for all this time so that you would have all of this at the end of your career or your time period, and what if it didn't come to pass? It would have been I don't want to live like that. No.
YOLO. Spend that money. Oh, I don't like that phrase. Oh,
why did you say it?
Why'd I say that?
I don't know. All right, 10 points deducted from Marconin for this episode.
No.
I don't know where they're coming from or what they do, but they're points that have been deducted from you.
I worked hard for those points.
You don't know how you did it, but you did. So if you have some feedback for Torrance, our anonymous writer, you can do so. Send it in, questions@taurenThinkTank.com. That is our email address. And if we get a chance to work it into the show, we'll do so. And we'd love to get your feedback and any things that you would like to suggest to him. That would be fantastic too. Appreciate that as well. So good luck, Torrance. We hope that this helped maybe clarify some of your thinking and
absolutely
get you where you need to be. Good luck with everything.
Good luck, and let us know how it goes.
Draven just said 50 points from Marconin. It's Professor Snape. So now you're now a house in Hogwarts.
50 points from House Marconin.
House Marconin. Oh gosh, House Jules and House Marconin could be an interesting thing here. You watch. The chat room's going to have rules for this by the end of the night. You watch how this is going to turn out. All right. So now we'll go into the think tank, which is pretty much the same as the discussion, but we're going to go into question number 2 under the think tank bumper right here.
Tauren between options? Let Triple T help you sort it out.
It's think tank time. It is I said it right this time.
You did. I was ready for think tank time.
Think tank time. This is normally the part of the show where we get an advice question relating about World of Warcraft or gaming. It can be something else, and tonight it is. Again, this is our career episode, so the second question comes to us from our dear friend Cuddles, and it is a long letter, but we will get through as quickly as possible. Hi, Think Tank, long-time listener, first-time question writer. Recently, I've been struggling big time with my job. I've been there for nearly 2 years as the director of IT for a large company near Orlando. Unfortunately, I work in an aging infrastructure and face more problems than I generally have solutions for. The company is run horribly, i.e. there is a zero budget for any department, so I'm forced to wait days, sometimes weeks for equipment, and then have been able to effect very few changes to their troubled environment. At the end of the day, I find myself frustrated, not only at their complete lack of consideration for my time. I'm required to be in the office 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, even though we're a 24/7 operation, so I have no time off work. Personally and professionally, I strive to do everything to the best of my ability, yet in this case, I'm forced to use bubble gum and duct tape to get things together, and doing things in this fashion affects me deeply. I can honestly say I've disliked jobs before, but never that has one made me feel so out of phase. We're at a point where I've realized that things are not going to change. They philosophically don't understand business, much less IT, and they are not going to change. I know that I need to leave. However, I'm finally at a point in my life where my income and my lifestyle actually coexist in a happy place. I'm scared to give that up. It's not purely a money choice. It's more the choices that money allows me to make, i.e. 5 years ago on my honeymoon, money was tight and my wife and I had to really watch spending on our trip. Recently, we returned to the same place for 10 days, and while I didn't buy a Maserati or anything along those lines, I never had to look at our bank account the entire time because we could afford to just live. At other points in my life, I would simply quit and walked away. The truth of the matter is, in the last 12 years, I really haven't had to search for a job. They've just fallen into my lap, and I don't really know how to job hunt now. That being said, I'd be faced with the decision of either having a brutal 1 to 2 hour plus each way commute or dropping my salary considerably to stay close to home. I currently work about 55 miles from home, but it's an easy drive through the country. Ideally, I'd like to work remotely, but I have no idea where to find a job like that. I just don't know how to make this decision. Do I give up on the money that I'm making now and live closer to home? Do I take a job far from home when, while I may be happier with a job, a commute that will make it harder to be around my family and do the things that I enjoy? Or do I simply put my head down and milk this job for as long as I can? Additional info. We outright own our home currently. My parents live 3 miles away, playing a significant role in our child's life and providing amazing flexibility in childcare. We don't currently have a large savings to equip us to make the move to SoCal that my wife and I are both dreaming of, barring a job paying for our move. For me, I am a major income earner at $75K. My wife has $55K job at Geico, and my son is 4. I haven't put him to work just yet. I'm Cuddles.
Oh man, you got to start him early.
Yes.
Start him early.
Start him early, right? Get him ready for that work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. Cuddles, it is time for us to think tank your question.
Yes, it is.
Marconin, go.
Okay.
Just fire away.
Well, I was looking at it, and you're keeping the sinking ship afloat at the moment. You're doing what you can, and it's in situations like this. It's kind of, for me. My first thought was, man, you do sound pretty comfortable. I mean, you don't like the job, but you've got pretty much free childcare. You live close to home. And you're comfortable. You own your house. You don't have as many bills as other people would. I mean, you're doing good, kid. You made it. Kind of. That's kind of jealous,
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where I'm kind of in the same boat where jobs have kind of fallen in my lap.
Yeah.
It wasn't very hard for me to get the job where I am right now, and all of the kind of changes in the positions in the company have kind of just fallen into my lap too. So, for looking for a different career for me is very hard as well. So I definitely feel you there. So it's, I don't know, if it was me, I would be, you got to kind of weigh all of the goods with the bads. You've got your frustrations at work, but you've got your financial comfort. You've got your family life that's comfortable. You're very flexible. You've got all these good things. You live close enough to home where you just have a nice drive through the country to get home and to work. That's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
If ever there was an American dream, that sounds pretty close to it.
Yep.
So, and the thing with moving to California, your son's 4. And I grew up in a small town of 8,000 people, and my great-grandmother raised me while my parents were at work. So I was raised by not only by my parents, but my great-grandmother and my grandparents that lived right next door to her. And that was extremely nice. And I consider myself extremely fortunate that I had that growing up, mm-hmm. to be able to just go down the street to my grandparents' house, to have those many loved ones around me. that was very integral in shaping who I am today. It was essential for who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful every day that I had them, that I still have them. And so I think that's one thing to consider, is how important that is, not only to your son's life, but also to your parents' lives.
Mm-hmm.
Because having, grandparents love their grandchildren. They want to see them every day if they could. Of course they want to hand them back to you when they start to fuss, but they want to be around their grandchildren, and grandchildren want to be around their grandparents. And for that ease in family tension, that tension's not there. You don't have to worry about finding a babysitter for everything. You can have them over for dinner. Those are all wonderful things. And those, if I were you, I would take those seriously into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
As far as going back to the moving to SoCal, that's awesome. SoCal is awesome. I would wait until you found I would wait until after you found the job, or possibly wait a few years until your son is older, because he is at this very young age,
Mm-hmm.
where it's very formative years, and having the family around there is awesome. And that's kind of where I'm at as far as staying the course. I mean, you're keeping the ship afloat at that company. Eventually something may happen to where it's irrevocably broken and the company goes under, and that's when you're gonna have to jump ship.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you're riding pretty easy, riding high right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, the job kind of sucks, but man, you've got a lot of pros against that one con. It seems
Right.
to me. And Jules, what do you think about that? About kind of being in a company that's maybe not the best decision maker ever, but you're still staying the course because it helps you out.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So, okay, I'm going to disclaim this and say that this answer may not be the most popular thing. You guys may actually rail against me. I don't know. So,
All right, I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
So, I am you probably know this about me. I'm a strong supporter of trying to go after your happiness.
Mm-hmm.
To pursue your happiness in the ways that make you the happiest. I mean, it's the simplest thing to say, but it's true. And the current situation has a lot of perks for the family life that they have outside of his job. And going to a job every day and being there for, kind of 40, 45, 50 hours a week and draining that out of there, it takes a lot out of you.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a picture in my head when I've read Cuddle's letter and read it on the show. And I picture in my head the movies that you see out there, like Wildcats, where you've got a really very dire situation, impossible odds, bad situation, infrastructure sucks. And I have this vision in my head of seeing him. And this is the coach in me. This is the life coach in me saying, what could you do to affect this situation to make it better? Instead of saying all of this sucks and there's no hope, there's no changing or righting the ship, or you're rowing a cruise ship with a paddle here. What things could you do that could actually make them change some of their bad ways, their bad habits, their negative thinking, coming in there and saying, how can my mindset shift? How can my perspective change? And I will be completely honest, I'm running with this right now because this is what Kane actually did this for me this week. He gave me a really swift kick in the ass this week. Because my job, I don't like my job. But here's the problem with me. I've really never liked any job that I've ever worked at. Mm-hmm. Any job that I've gone to and I've always been hopeful. I've always been hopeful that this is going to be the one. This is going to be the thing that's going to make me happy when I go to the jobs that I've changed jobs over my career several times and thought, I think I'll enjoy this. I think this will make me happy. And there's always been something that have just made me go, nope, this doesn't make me happy anymore. I want out. I want to go do something else. And he said to me this week, sometimes you have to realize the stuff that you do have. And I'll be completely honest, the stuff that I do have with this job, they pay me very well. Right now, I only work 30 hours a week. which is great for all the other stuff that I can do. And I get a ton of flexibility in that job. I may hate some of the stuff that I have to do, but he's like, you've got it pretty good, kid. And, you know, and it was a swift kick in the ass. And I just said, you know, and I could have grouched and groaned and grumped and said all the things that are wrong about what's going on. But he's right. It's a good situation for the stuff we get. You know, I may not enjoy getting up and going to work every day that I have to go, but, you know, it ain't that bad. And if I really, really wanted to make an impact on some of the stuff, I could, but I am just not personally invested in the company. That's me, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like there's just way too much stuff going on. And so I'm more focused on what I do outside of work. And it's me going into work, doing my job, doing it well, come home and focus on all the stuff that I really want to do.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Well, and you were saying the way that Kane said, what are some of the ways that you can affect the company? That's something that I think that's not a bad idea. I know that if Cuddles has worked with these people before, maybe there's a way to talk to them. See, at my work, a lot of times, like I will send emails about things that are wrong in the stores. Like, hey, this needs to be ordered. This needs to be fixed. These things don't need to happen. And they fall on deaf ears.
Yes.
You need to talk money. Bottom line, how is it going to hit their wallets? You know, if I tell, you know, for instance, non-FCC approved media being played at my stores could potentially land them with with fines from the FCC.
Right.
And that means no bonus. That means no Christmas bonus, no raises, no promotions in the store for years. And that's the way you got to explain it to these people, because sometimes you talk, part numbers and services and regulations don't mean anything to them.
No.
You got to talk ones and zeros and dollar signs and cents.
Yeah.
And sometimes that may be the way you have to go with people in this company, because they might not understand IT and server blades and, infrastructure and all this. Tell them what needs to change is like, hey, I've got, like, maybe do some research and say, okay, here's the minimum of what we need to stay viable. This is keeping the ship afloat. This is not the brand newest, latest and greatest technology. This is, hey, our infrastructure is going to die, and we need to fix this. These are the most critical areas that need to get fixed.
Yeah.
We need to fix this and this. Now, I've done a little looking, and I'm thinking I've got a budget. Maybe this is about how much it's going to spend.
Well, and I would go one more of that. If there are some things that you can do to affect change, you were right on that, and you went there by saying you've done a little research to find it out. By actually doing the incentive to do it, you're a director of IT in this. A director has power and influence. You may not think so, but you have a title. There's going to be somebody out there in that company who should be listening to you. If they're, and if they're not listening to you, then it might be a good thing to look at to say, why are they not listening to you? Is it budgets? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it that we would need to do in order to adjust the budgeting for what we need? Like, if, thinking outside the box, thinking outside of, the what if questions are the best. Well, what would it look like if we could do that?
Yeah.
What would it look like if this, if this weren't a concern, if this weren't a possibility, and just really asking all of those questions, because that's what I do in coaching. If you think you are at a brick wall, if there is an impossible situation, you have nowhere out, tell me what it is that you think. Tell me what you think about what would it look like if, these are the questions that you've asked. And if this effort doesn't actually turn you into something, turn positive for you, if it continues to spiral negative, then you have your answer.
Yeah.
Then it's time to move on.
Yeah, and 20 said that I went too far astray from the question, because if they're not allocating the budgets for the regular expenses in the first place, they may not have any money to spend. And that's where I said you need to talk dollars and cents.
Yeah.
They definitely won't have any money to spend if their company goes under.
Yeah.
And saying like, hey, this is what we need to do to make sure that you still get a paycheck.
Yeah.
The servers will die. We will lose all the information or whatever, you may even have to doomsday scenario it for them.
Yeah.
Say, look, I'm not going to wear a cardboard sign the end saying the end is near, but look, this is a very real possibility.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, as your director of IT, I know these things. You're paying me to keep this running.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna be able to sell anything or whatever it is the business is. Like, you won't have a paycheck unless the system is operational. And I'm saying it's gonna die.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and that's where you've got to really hit them with dollars and cents. And if they still refuse, man, ride the ship till it sinks.
Yeah.
I guess. If you've got a comfortable life, milk it for all it's worth.
Mm-hmm. And if it's, you have to decide for yourself, I'm going to question, is there another possibility out there that's going to afford you the opportunity to not drive for an hour, or 2 hours to get there? There might be.
Yeah, and
You
that's
just
where the
don't
job
know.
hunting comes in.
Yeah.
Because he said he really hadn't had much job hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if you need to, like my dad's not in the chat room that I know of, but his last job or two, he hired a headhunter.
Mm-hmm.
The people that look around for jobs. Take a look into that. Look for headhunters there in Orlando, and they'll get like some cut of your pay or whatever. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but boom, give them all your information, and they'll go find the jobs for you.
Yeah.
That's one avenue. You can definitely, while you're still working at that job, go ahead and take a look.
Yeah.
Find a headhunter, find some people that are looking for IT jobs. Just set aside a little bit of time.
And we have the advantage at the moment of knowing Cuddles and knowing the writer of this letter. So we know the person behind the letter. And you, Cuddles, are probably one of the most positive people and the positive energy people that I know. This is a guy who exudes positive energy and happiness and a go-get-em attitude, and nothing's going to take me down. And, there's bumps in the road, and he definitely deals with them. But it's always with a smile, and it's always with a positive attitude. So if they're taking that wind out of your sails, then that's a problem. But I do think that you have the ability to harness it. As a positive person, as someone who influences people positively around you, you have the ability to try to use that energy to focus around other people. And I know that there are negative, bad work environments out there where everybody is a grump and a grouch, and they have their head in the sand, or they just say it's a no and a no and a no. But man, sometimes just challenging somebody's and gently, challenging someone's belief system in a way that they do, in the workplace, to say, but why is it this way? You'll be surprised. Like, even in my job, which I pretty much started doing it because, I've gotten some tasks that weren't mine originally, but I've been with the company since it opened. But I took over some tasks from the previous manager then when she left, and so she kind of pushed some of the stuff on me. And there were some procedures that we were doing, and then we had on the other side in the Canadian office, that team, they had to switch up with their main person. So, I started taking over stuff, and then there was a new person on there. And I asked her a couple times, like, why do you need all of this information? And she goes, oh, I don't know. I just thought you needed it. It's just that there has been things going on for so long, for the last 4 years. And each of us thought that the other person needed those reports for something, but we weren't using them for nothing. It was just like, it was the procedure, but it wasn't actually meant to do anything. The process changed, but nobody changed the process.
Yeah.
So I questioned her, and I just said, why do you have to send me all these reports? It takes you however long to do this. What if you just send me the one report and not have to break them up into individual files? And she goes, yeah, that'd be great. Boom.
Save labor, save time, save money.
Done. And so my point being is that we get very much bogged down, your coworkers do, in the world where they just, they don't see, as my parents very well say, that they don't see the forest for the trees. It's just, they just see the forest, and they don't be able to distinguish that there's an individual tree here and a different tree here. And that is a problem. So would I recommend that you change jobs if you're unhappy? Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have a really kind of cool situation right here where you've built up a good salary, you live in a good place, you're happy, you do want to move someday, but your child is with his grandparents. It's a convenient childcare situation for you. How much is it important to you to change all that?
Yeah. Sometimes we get in a big old hurry to change things, and sometimes, you know, enjoying what you have at the moment is just as important as improving your situation.
Yeah.
You can you're in a spot where you can take the time to really, Mockdeld said that what they've tried to do is live on a reduced salary, and with the extra there is just build up a nest egg to make it easier, so put up some savings, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You're kind of in a holding pattern, it would sound like. Why not take advantage of it and really enjoy what you do have?
Mm-hmm. I know I'm guilty of it. I'm always chasing after whatever is going to make me happy, and I'm always on to the next thing, and it's always thinking about the future, and if I find the perfect job, you know.
Sometimes the saying bloom where you're planted applies.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't always apply. But really kind of think that for right now it may. I mean, go ahead and job hunt, absolutely.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes out.
I'm not
don't
saying
just give
not
up.
go job hunting either. I'm just
saying don't,
My perspective is that of, I believe in the person who wrote this email, and that there could be a possibility of making lemons into lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where I'm, and I could be, we're only getting a small snapshot of what life is like for him at his job, and what the struggles are that he deals with. And it could be that, we're just, we're seeing it on a very, very high level. It's not the day-to-day. It's not the stress. You're waking up every morning and you're just, sick to your stomach because you're going to work in the morning and you don't want to go, or it's just making it terrible for you every day. That's indicators physically that you need to go change your job.
And I know exactly how that feels because I experienced that the last 2 years, and I took a pay cut to work days.
Yeah,
but
it
also
made you
improved.
Happy.
It made me happy, and it improved my situation at home. I got to see my family more often, and that to me is worth more than. I mean, it does suck sometimes not having as big a paycheck, absolutely, but I get to see my family more often, so I get to be a part of my family again. And that's important. And it seems like, you've got a pretty good situation family-wise going too. So that's, take that in consideration too.
Absolutely. I hope we've covered the letter that you've written us to the extent that we can, Cuddles, and we wish you a ton of luck with everything.
Absolutely.
And whatever you decide will be the right thing for you. That's going to be the best thing. We just hope we've given you some different perspectives on what it looks like from our side. So.
And we're also going to give you some mad hugs in 2.5 weeks.
It's so exciting. So
you better be ready.
You better be ready for some hugs.
Because I give some mad hugs.
If you have a letter to send into the show for advice, perspective, different viewpoints like ours, you can send it to questions@taurenThinkTank.com. That's our email address. That's how you find us. And we will be there to answer them. So I am super excited to see all the cool stuff that's been coming into the mailbox lately. There's been some really good letters lately.
Yes, there have been.
So they are all coming, and it's great. All right, Marconin, it is time to do the thing that's called Tell Us One Thing.
We read your submissions because reading your mind would just be creepy.
It's time for Tell Us One Thing, and it is brought to you by...
reading your mind would just be creepy. When I do read your minds, sometimes, listeners, I read your minds and you're saying, Warlords of Draenor is getting a little long in the tooth. I've already killed Archimond on LFR, and I don't really want to do that anymore. I don't feel like, going through the latest content or PvP. Well, I got something you can sink your teeth into. It's called the Iron Man Challenge. It's one of the most difficult challenges in World of Warcraft, guys. It is, you level up your character only wearing gray or white quality armor. You don't get no buffs. You can't choose your spec. You can't use potions, elixirs, heirlooms, none of that jazz. It's just you and your weapons and your skill. And if you're up for this challenge, which Thousands have tried, and less than a dozen have succeeded in getting from 1 to 100 in this challenging skill of endurance and just, ah! If you're up for that challenge, if you want to be one of the greatest players of World of Warcraft in that regard, you need to go to wowchallenges.com and check out all the fun stuff that our buddy Stone has for you. You can follow him on Twitter at wowchallenges. There's the Bloodthirsty Challenge. There's the Pacifist Challenge. And then, of course, there's the Iron Man Challenge. So, yeah, if you want to check that out, if you want to be an Iron Man or woman or person of World of Warcraft, go to wowchallenges.com and check out the WoW Challenges podcast, too.
I didn't know Rawrgh was a skill.
It is. It is a skill.
That was really awesome. Okay, here's the first one from Belsira_CTR. Here's one. What happened to Al's Tavern? I'm still waiting for an Al's Tavern t-shirt to be available.
Yeah, what's ETA on those Al's Tavern shirts there, Jules?
Dad has not mentioned the Al's Tavern stuff in a very long time, and I'm it's getting a little late there. He's probably listening, but Dad, the public, Papa Jules, we have to deliver some Al's Tavern stuff.
Yeah, we do. Need to get some shirts printed and some spots written and made.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, you gotta start working on that, Dad. Just start, using the app on your phone that lets you record a voice message. That you do it that way.
Yeah, and he'll be able to move into Dalaran once it moves down to the Broken Island. So
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're going to expand Dalaran out. So there'll be a nice place for Al's Tavern to be down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can do that.
Absolutely. So we can do it that way. So yeah, there you go. That's what happened. Basically, Papa Jules hasn't been talking about it, so that's why we haven't brought it up. But I haven't seen them since January. So, or actually, no, they were here. During the springtime, but. Or the summer, sorry. They were here over 4th of July. So, but he didn't bring it up. So, we have to talk about that.
Yeah, we need to bring that up again. Need to remind him about it.
I know. Go ahead and read the next one.
All right, next one's from Jackie B. If you and your significant other were out for a birthday, one of you, what would make the day insanely incredible?
If you were out for a birthday, and what would make the day insanely incredible? Usually for me, birthdays are like, I gotta go and get my favorite restaurant or favorite food somewhere.
Yeah.
And usually it has to involve ice cream that has peanut butter in it.
You're speaking my language.
That's right. So, yeah, I think that, it's usually, birthdays aren't really like the thing that I need to have something super special done for me. I just enjoy going out to a really nice meal on my birthday and enjoying food because I like food,
I do too.
It's hard to not tell I like food, but I like food. So yeah, that'd be it right there. What about you, birthday?
Well, I'm kind of the same thing. I usually go to some, some place with good seafood. That's usually what I'll gravitate to, like Joe's Crab Shack or something, just something where I get like a big old plate of crab legs. That for me, that's kind of what, really great birthday. I mean, for an insanely incredible, I win the lottery that day, something like that, something just mind-numbingly incredible. But if it's just a birthday to make it like awesome, then yeah, just a favorite restaurant and not working that day or something, not working all day that day, getting off work early and, relaxing with a nice meal with family and just, and no birthday songs. That's the one thing is it's so embarrassing. I don't want everybody in that restaurant to stare at me like, happy birthday, Mr. Attention Seeker. What are you doing getting the whole restaurant? That's what goes through my head. So I'm kind of like, no, I just want the meal with my family. Don't tell them it's my birthday.
Yeah, because you don't want all of the servers that are like, oh my gosh, my tables are behind and I still gotta walk around and I have to sing a non-birthday song to this dude who looks like he wants to punch me. That's I mean,
Like,
that's what happens, and you're just, it's like going to TGI Fridays, and everybody's clapping and doing the birthday song together when they're just like, I don't want to be singing this birthday song to you.
yeah, if you're over the age of, I think, 12, you don't need a birthday song at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Little kid, that's fine, but mid-30s grown man getting a little cupcake with a candle in it for his birthday because he went to this restaurant and told the waitress, that's not really my bag.
Yeah.
But yeah, just good food, good times. That's all I want.
There's a restaurant here which is called Madison's Birthday Place. It's called the Nitty Gritty, which we actually went to for lunch today with all of our friends. And they do this thing which is like, I mean, they do this up like it is the birthday thing. So if you go in there, you tell them when you're, they ask, is anyone celebrating a birthday? And they write it up on the board, like the dry erase board that's behind the bar. And then every hour, the bartender gets on the microphone to the entire place. They start playing happy birthday, and it's all of this stuff in there. And they start announcing, and tonight at the Nitty Gritty, it's Madison's birthday bar. It is Jules Scott turning 38, and then everybody goes woo! And you hear everybody screaming from the different parts, and it's all of it. And I'm not 38, by the way, but I wish. But it is like, and you're just having your meal, and so if you go there and you're not having a birthday, you're just like, shut the F up. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you yelling and screaming about who's celebrating a birthday today, but that's it. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like a big to do about like, it's nothing huge. Everybody's got a birthday, for crying out loud. Mine's no special than anyone else's. I just want to eat my crab legs and enjoy the time and the food and the people.
Just want to eat my damn crab legs on my birthday.
Just leave me alone. And my birthday is not in early November.
No.
It's not during BlizzCon.
No. Do not do it. He will kick your butt. From Real Zed, tell us one thing. What are you most excited about in Legion?
Mounts. That's the easy answer. No, man, I don't know. The new transmog system is definitely one. Just to be able to clear out my bags. That's definitely one.
Yeah.
And then just the story. I want to see where we're going next. I just want to see, is Illidan a good guy or bad guy? I really like the story. And I'm really, really looking forward to just getting out there and getting away from the orc aesthetics. Tired of orcs.
So tired of orcs right now.
Orc fatigue is real.
I mean, we went through this with Mists of Pandaria. I think we had panda poop out, so it was like, I'm done with the panda and the panda music and all those things. It's panda poop out.
You can speak for yourself. I still go back to Pandaria and listen to the music. I still like it. But to each their own.
Yeah,
but
but you probably got, I mean, I don't know. Would you have gotten a little fatigued by the pandas, like, after a while?
Well, if, certain parts of it, yeah. But of course, when I get bored, I mount hunt. I go grab the next mount. So it's always refreshing and just chasing all the stuff that I need to get. Chasing that next carrot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited because we're going to get some serious night elf architecture and aesthetics in the game. It's something we haven't had for a while, and just seeing where we go next, going into the Emerald Nightmare. /Emerald Dream, however that's going to work.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, is the Emerald Nightmare. And I'm so excited to see all of the Night Elf stuff. The aesthetic is one of my favorites. I mean, I play a Night Elf, so it'll be, that is what I'm excited about. Demon Hunter, I don't know if I'm that excited about playing a Demon Hunter. I don't play Melee very well, so I'm probably going to try it and just see what the storyline is. And then be like, okay, not going to raid on a Demon Hunter. So I really do like to be on the lengthy view as a healer or a ranged DPSer. I just like to see it from afar rather than be right up in everything's face. So that's what I think. That's what I'm looking forward to for Legion. I'm just looking forward to new content to see what they will do to kind of bring us out of this backstory reverse time thing and bring us into the present day and see where we're going now.
Yeah, because it's we have gone back so that people would kind of learn about who the warlords were, and
Yeah.
all this stuff, and it's fine because I mean history lesson's great, but now that we've successfully dealt with 2 generations of Hell Screams, and of course Gul'dan had to go and ruin things,
Gul'dan.
but I'm excited to see Illidan. I'm excited to see where we go next, what these islands are like, moose mounts, just to see where, and artifact weapons too. Goodness, just to
Yeah.
see all the new things,
The chat room said no boss crotch for me. That is very true. Don't
Yeah.
give me boss crotch because no.
Nope,
I need to see everything.
your view never changes.
What's that saying about the people who like to get up and close and personal to those bosses?
Well, maybe they just like to tank.
That was the nicest answer ever. Like, that was the kindest, non-controversial answer you could ever give.
I do what I can.
I loved a softball at you. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and read the next one.
From Mullet863, that's Cuddles. What's your dream job? The thing you would do for free if given the choice.
So, dream job, I mean, I would, like I've said this before, if people would pay me to podcast, that would be amazing. Like that, if there would be a company that say, here, I'll pay you to podcast and do shows like this all the time, it'd be awesome. It'd be fantastic. Is it probable? Probably not. So I think for me, the dream would be, because I love spending time with the community, like getting into our chat room each time and seeing everybody just come together. I'd like to stream more, stream more games. The time, man. Oof. So yeah, it would be cool to do more stuff where the people could be there and I could hang out with all the people. So that would be me.
Yeah. Well, what would I do for free if given the choice? So if my life was financially secure to where it says the thing you would do for free if given the choice, I would play music. I would be in a band. I would play music, and heck, I'd be a voice actor if I could, just doing dialogue and voice work. I love doing it anyway. I do it for free already.
Yeah,
for
you
the
do.
most part. I do have like one paid gig a year, which is awesome. But it's, oh man, to do that, kind of like where I see Coltrane doing these even more movie trailers. I would do that for free if given the choice. Just
Fun.
to be creative and expressive. Yeah, that's what I do. I'd tour around and be in a band. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome. Things to dream about.
Oh yeah.
And finally from Ro, wow. Tell us one thing you haven't done at BlizzCon previously that you intend to do this time around.
Goodness, that's a tough question. I'm trying to. I saw this in the show notes from the other day, or actually on Thursday in the Tell Us One Thing, and I couldn't think of anything. Can you think of anything, Jules?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that I'll do everything again that I did last year. There's little things like I'll be spending a lot more time watching the competitive Heroes games.
Yeah.
I spent time there last year on Saturday. It was exhibition matches that they were doing, and Kane and I just sat there for a couple hours, and it was a lot of fun. But I'll be spending a lot more time there. And I don't know. The one thing that I know that we'll probably do that wasn't there last year is going to be the Dark Moon Fair area.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So explore some of that. I wasn't really into all of the things like the pin trading or the little, we went around a lot and we wound up when you go into your goodie bag and there's go to this booth and get this, see if you win a prize. And we did a lot of that stuff last year. So I'm sure we'll do that again and just say, hey, I wound up winning a t-shirt last year, which was cool.
I did too. That
Yeah.
was awesome.
So that was neat. And so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do, but and there might be something there that it's like, oh wow, I'm totally doing that, and I didn't do it last year. So
I could give Morheim a bear hug. Haven't done that. Haven't done that at BlizzCon yet.
I've actually never actually met him face to face. I've only seen him on the stage. I've never actually run across him while we were there.
I've seen him at the Hilton in the lobby, but he's talking to like 3 or 4 different people, and I kind of walk by him in a way. So
Yeah.
that's as close as I've gotten. But something like, heck, I don't know. One thing we're doing is we're doing that panel at Con Before the Storm.
That's true. We are.
That's something we've never done before.
That is true. In the last couple of years, we've just kind of squeezed in some time to do a live show from our friends at the AIE Guildhall. They've given us a space to do a live show from there. Alpha Geek Radio has been super awesome for that. I
Absolutely.
don't think we're going to do that this year. I don't think that's going to happen. But we are going to have a panel, and we are confirmed for this. We have we're doing a snippet of Triple T during the Con Before the Storm's World of Podcasts area. 7:15 on Thursday evening. It'll be like a 12 minutes or so segment of Triple T. So we're excited. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Then we're actually gonna be available. They have a really cool feature there. We'll be able to they're setting time aside for us to be able to meet people who want to come by and say hi, and so we'll give more information when that's officially announced, because it's not yet, but that's going to be there. So we're going to do that, and that Con Before the Storm is going to be live streamed. So if you're not available to go to BlizzCon, you can still see it. So you can see us do that then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's
new.
definitely one thing that we haven't done before.
Yeah, and I'm just experiencing all these new things related to the party that I haven't done before. So there's a lot of those things, but yeah, like shipping multiple boxes of merchandise out there and hoping that it makes it in there intact, and hiring a photo booth company, and all the little things that we're doing to make this party super special. So yes. All right. So that does it for Tell Us One Thing. We ask for these questions on Thursdays, but you can send them over early and do that at questions@taurenthinktank.com. You send it to our email. It gets a little bit harder to decipher through because we get a lot of emails. So, but send them over. I try to flag them, and then I try to keep, the number of questions that I put in here based on the length of the show, so we don't go too terribly long. So
yeah,
if we don't get to it right away, we'll try and get to it another time. So
it will be in the queue.
To be in the queue. All right, we've got 2 update letters, so that's going to be our feedback for this week. I'm gonna fire that up right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you. Wow, that's a lot of feedback.
It is.
It is. Did you want to read update number 1?
Sure. Let's see here. This one's from Tanker 1. Hi, Jules and Marconin. This is Tanker 1 with an update. First, my ex. I've had to get a restraining order on her due to her threatening me. So that's the end of that. Now, on to the great news. My new girlfriend opened up this weekend and told me that she never thought she would find someone that truly sees her for for her, and that she is falling in love with me. When she said that, I was in tears. I know this is just the first steps to a new start in love and life. Marconin, thank you very much for the advice on needing time for myself. It has become a common practice for me to leave work in the morning and head to the park to walk to the lakefront and just watch the sunrise. Thank you both. Love the show, and /moo to all the Moo crew. Forever a listener, from Tanker 1.
And if you guys don't remember this question from several weeks ago, he had just gotten out of a 9-year relationship, was dating someone new that he had feelings for previously, but that he wasn't available at the time. But he wasn't sure if he was being a good enough partner and boyfriend to her because she had some challenges as well getting out of previous relationships.
Yeah, they both had baggage from previous relationships, and that was the main thing, is kind of working through that baggage and starting fresh together, Yeah,
Mark Honan gave some great advice during that show about making sure that you give yourself time to be with yourself as well, and not just to be a permanent boyfriend. And so
Yeah.
that was a good piece of advice that really helped to center this relationship. And it sounds like it's going really well. So yay.
That is good.
Yay. And number 2 update comes from our big letter from last week from Torrance, whose wife had just revealed to him that she was polyamorous. Here's the update. Dear Triple T, thank you so much for reading my story. In the week since I first contacted you, several things have changed. My wife and I have had the conversations that you mentioned in your broadcast, and the dichotomy of the relationship has changed. We agreed to 100% disclosure. She also apologized for the way she handled the beginning of our relationship, admitting she was emotionally cheating on me and that she could not live without me in her life. She also confided that she wanted me to witness the events, and we came to an agreement about that process as well. We also realized that she loves him more than just carnal desires, and I think I knew that already. He and I have started communicating, and we are developing a friendship. It was extremely difficult at first, but it was necessary. Since my wife and I have opened this huge can of worms, our relationship has grown and grown. She is finding that she needs him less and sometimes goes a few days without talking to him, sexually or platonically. I've also found that their conversations are less sexual or romantic in nature. All of that pleases me, but I know it will be a long time, years probably, before she decides that she no longer needs him. I am also prepared for the eventuality of her always needing him. I told her that I wanted to leave her on more than one occasion during the last couple of months. She told me that if it came down to it, she would tell her other significant other that they just couldn't continue so that our marriage would remain. I told her to not break it off just yet, but that I needed time and patience to accept this change of rules. So where are we now? Emotionally, we've learned to accept each other for who we are. During this time of deep introspection, I've uncovered some deep secrets about myself that only my wife knows. It brought us closer, so much closer. She accepts this change of rules, and so I accept hers. Sexually, we've been intimate with each other more in the last month than in the entire previous 2.5 years. Maybe our secrets were the desires we needed to face within ourselves so that we could fully commit to each other. While her other significant other is there, we have learned to embrace it. We have made some of the most significant changes of our lives in the past month, and because of that, we love each other on a level we never thought we could. As for communication with the people in the polyamory community that you mentioned, I would love to hear what they have to say and would not be opposed to having them contact me. Thank you both for listening and offering advice. So that is a very good letter.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very, very tough decision to make and a tough situation to work through with communication. And they are doing some hardcore work.
Yeah. That's a very strong. It takes a very strong, couple.
Yeah.
To get through that and to go the way that it did.
Yeah.
The way the communication was laid out there and how they're both trying really hard and how they, both discuss the extremes of what would happen if, this or that happened. So yeah, it's a lot of good progress there.
Yeah, it was great to hear this and great to know that this came out in a way that is positive for both of them. So
absolutely.
Yay, that is awesome. All right, it is time for the slash moves.
It is time.
Start us off.
From spriest_Lucio / moo to John Bain and Jenna Bain. Sorry. Our hearts and thoughts are with you in this tough time. Stay strong, John.
That's
Total Biscuit there.
Oh, is that who that is?
That's Total Biscuit,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
A Total Biscuit, if you don't know who that is, a very popular gaming streamer and commentator blogger. He has been fighting cancer for a long time, and it was just discovered that it is now terminal, and he does not have very long to go, a couple years at max. So no matter what you think of the man, we know that he has contributed a lot to the gaming community. So definitely, that is some terrible stuff. Whew. Okay, from Draven Dresden. Last minute / moo to me for not letting depression win this week. Good for you, Draven.
Keep up the fight, sir.
Every day. Single victories every day. keep you moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Is there a name on this one, or is it still under Draven?
Oh, let me go find that. Hang on.
You want me to just go to the next one?
Yeah, go to the
We'll
next
come
one.
back
I'll
to it?
find it.
The next one's from Zandara. /Moo to Cuddles for being an inspiration to go after your dreams, even when life flings poo in the way of your bananas.
From Vesamora AIE, /Moo to all the good people that spent a bunch of time inviting and summoning people to get the turkey pet.
Oh,
Turkey.
Yeah. The turkey Murkadin. Not Murkadin. Murloc.
Turkadin?
Yeah, the Turkadin.
I don't know what that is, but it's not a Murloc.
Oh, no, it's a white... this. Do you know about the turkey pet?
Oh, yeah, I heard about him.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what a Turkadin is, but it doesn't sound like a Murloc.
No, it's a turkey paladin. He fights for justice and the serves the light and cranberry sauce in November, and sweet potato casserole and pumpkin pie and just Thanksgiving. He's the Thanksgiving pet, Jules. It's okay. Just go with it.
I'm gonna read the next letter. Okay. This is a long /moo, but it's good. It's a good one. Hey guys, I'm a pretty new listener to the show, but I absolutely love it. You are my weekly highlight on my long commute on Tuesdays. Thank you for making me look forward to getting up at a crazy early hour and sitting on a tram for way too long. I wanted to send a /moo to someone I have no idea who it is, and someone I'm not even sure I can get in touch with that easily. As an Alliance player, I was doing one of my Apexis dailies, minding my own business, killing the stuff that I need to kill. Along comes a Horde warrior, and my initial thought was, oh, here we go. This one's going to steal all my mobs and be super annoying. Sadly, this is often the case these days in WoW. But no, this one waited patiently for me to tag them and then tank them for me. We ended up tagging every other mob, helping each other out, which despite not being able to communicate in any other methods other than silly emotes, was really refreshing and fun. This is why I love this game and why I've been playing for 6 years. So thank you to Strips, STRIPZZ, on Vekanash EU for reminding me of this. This became a very long /moo, but again, I'm new to the show, but I guess you can call me a moob. Keep it up, guys. Love from Solavala on Blades Edge EU.
You royal moob.
You royal moob. Why have we not thought of this?
Moob. I don't know. I guess I am. I guess I'm a little bit of a moob for not thinking it up. You know?
I'm like, a moob. That is the best. So
I like that.
This story was great too. I love that. So most definitely we'll give that /moo out there. And thank you for listening to the show, Solavala. We're very glad to have you.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you. I had something similar happen when I was going to kill Shaw of Anger again, doing the Pandaria bosses, and there was a Blood Elf mage that kind of flew up next to me, and I got both sat down, and I waved, and then she waved back at me, and I bowed, and then she pointed at the thing, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. And so we killed it together. I was like, all right, no taunting, no spitting on me or punting me. It was a good day.
That's a good day in the life of any gnome.
Yeah, any day that I'm not punted is a good day.
Right? It's perfect.
Yeah.
Our show is available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, all those great places. By the way, if you wanted to send in a /moo, you can do so on our Twitter, which is at Tauren Think Tank. On Twitter, we usually do that on Saturdays, but you can send them early. This one, the letter came to us a couple days prior into our questions@taurenthinktank.com email address. And you can go out and find our show and all the pertinent information on our website, which is taurenthinktank.com. You can find all of our shows, all of our videos from YouTube. We record all of them, put them up on YouTube so you can see the pre-show, the post-show, and the video. If there's a Garrus cam, which there wasn't tonight, you would see him laying there. He decided he was not going to hang out with Mom tonight, so
yeah,
that was okay.
Took the night off.
Took the night off from being Garrus cam, so that's okay. So yeah, that is the show that we prepared for you this evening, and it is now we are out of stuff to talk about. Well, show stuff. So
yeah, we're at the bottom of the page, folks.
The bottom of the page. So Mark Honan, what's happening with you this week? Do you have anything flying around? Anything you're gonna do?
Well, I'm still working on a couple other things that our patrons got a little bit of preview of, not really preview, but
Request for
a
feedback.
request for feedback for. So I was actually been working on that the last few hours and kind of made a little bit of breakthrough. So that's nice. So I'm working on that some. Like I said, with the holidays coming up, up until the week of BlizzCon, it's going to be very, very chunky at work, getting ready for all of those shoppers.
I do not envy you.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm pretty much going to go back to kind of how the hours I worked overnight. It's going to be 10, 12-hour shifts plus. But at least it'll be during the day, right?
It gets better for you after, like, during the actual Christmas season. Once you get past Black Friday, it's actually a little easier for you on the hours, right?
Oh, yeah, because I'm still doing the merchandising stuff, which there's not a lot of stuff going on during the holidays. They really do. They want to get out of, companies want to get out of the way, just let you come in and buy the things. They don't want to change anything up. So I'm going to be more in maintenance mode around the entire state, kind of traveling around, just making sure things haven't fallen down or exploded. So it'll be a lot less, it'll be a lot easier on me during that time of year. So I'm looking forward to that very much. But it's go time till BlizzCon, but every day I go to work, I think just one less day till BlizzCon, then I'll be there.
I know. I'm starting to
get
so excited about it, and we can't wait to meet all of you who are going to be there. We'll say this a number of times beforehand, but if you want to, come by, get a hug or shake our hand or that kind of thing, please do not be afraid to come by and talk to us. We want to talk to you.
Yes.
Don't be afraid or, say, I didn't muster up the courage. Just do it. Please. We want to meet you. So please don't be afraid. Every year we have someone that says, I really wish I had gotten a chance to meet you, but I just was too nervous. And please know there's a hug waiting for you from both of us. So,
or if you're not a hugger, there's like a high five or a wave
or fist
whatever.
Bump.
Fist bump, whatever you're into, just come say hi.
Yes, most definitely. Please do. We want you to do it. So for me, I have a bunch of stuff going on this week.
I hope you don't have a case of the Mondays tomorrow.
I guess I will. I've got a case of the Mondays.
Every Monday.
Every Monday at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time. So on Tuesday, I am recording with Rawrgh for Realm Maintenance to talk about Well Played.
Ooh.
We're getting a preview, so you'll get to hear about Well Played on Realm Maintenance. It's going to be a part of his BlizzCon episode.
Awesome.
On Friday, I am going to be a guest on Azeroth Roundtable.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I will be returning for another appearance with John and Ben. I don't know if they're going to make me wear a Pikachu hat like you did.
I was gonna say I can ship you mine. I can let you borrow it.
No, dude. Kane's got a loot crate down there.
Oh, that's right. He does have loot crate. That's right.
He's got a loot crate in the house.
I forgot.
The last time I did wear a hat, but I have this obnoxious shark fin packer hat. I think you've seen it.
Oh, wow.
I could probably wear that if we needed to wear funny hats, but that thing is like woolly and hot, so I don't think it would last more than like an hour. It would probably last 15 minutes if I'm talking about that. So
yeah.
And then hopefully Thursday, I Remembered It Better, will be back. We didn't have a show this week because of real life things going on for Ryan and Cliff, so there was no show. Hopefully we will get a show in this week. And there's all of the other stuff going on related to Well Played and all crazy stuff. So Post Office is gonna love me. Coming up soon. And that is what is going on with us. Mark Honan, should we bring the show to a close?
I think that would be the proper course of action. I think we can go ahead and do that.
Shall I make it so?
Make it so.
Thank you. Tauren Think Tank is a proud member of the Signals Media All-Star Network. Find out more about the other great shows in the network by going to signalsmedia.com.
Our voiceovers are done by the two Uber mages, Arcane and myself, Mark Honan. You can find us outside of the show on our website, taurenthinktank.com, which has all of our podcasts and information on how to get in touch with us, too.
Thank you to all who support our show via Patreon. We have a new database in the works, slowly but surely, based on your support for the show. All of our discussion topics and questions will be added to it on a rolling basis. And if you would like to help out Triple T, we would be happy for you to do so. You could do so at patreon.com/TaurenThinkTank.
You can like us on that big old website called Facebook. You can find us at facebook.com/TaurenThinkTank. You can also find us on Twitter, of course, for the show at TaurenThinkTank. You can also find Jules at JulesRPG and myself, Mark Conan, at Mark Conan Wow.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat room, for being with us tonight, hanging out with us every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You can find the video stream at twitch.tv/Tauren Think Tank. Our mobile audio stream is available through Alpha Geek Radio at tunein.alphageekradio.com. We love having you guys here with us during the live broadcast. You guys make the show.
Yeah.
We make it better than what it is if we just sat together on Skype and talked. You know, our chat room is the third chair of this show, most definitely. So please come out and hang out with the live show if you're around on a Sunday night, because it would be a great thing to have you here.
Yeah, we'd definitely love to have you.
Marconin.
Jules.
Thank you for an amazing show once again.
Oh, and thank you for an amazing show once again.
Hey, you know, do our best.
Let's
do it again next week.
It's the date.
Okay. We'll do it again next week. So then, until then, for myself, for Marconin, for Arcane, for the entire chat room, until next time, /moo, everybody.
/moo.
Tauren Think Tank. We make your problems less bad.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
Really?
Call your mother.
Call your mother. I'm leaving that into the show.
I almost thought you were going to put the royal boob at the end.
Oh, I could do that.
Come in, you
royal boob.
There you go.
Come in, you royal moob. Show titles, chat room. I am notorious for signing off without getting your show titles.
Yep.
So I made a mental note to say, ask the chat room for titles.
Ask the chat room
For titles.
for titles.
House Jules and House Marconin. Rawrgh is a skill. Turkadin, call me a moob. These are good.
Yeah, these are all good ones.
These are really good. Oh, you guys are going to have to vote. Come in, Royal Moob. We do that one?
Come in, you royal moob.
The person who wrote it spelled it M-O-O-B. So.
Yeah.
It's the show. Let's start the show. Yeah, I know. That's okay. We got it, Mocktail. It's okay. That was actually, you got some really good ones.
Oh, yeah.
Out of that. That was I don't know which one I like, Marconin.
I like Rawrgh as a skill.
I was laughing so hard internally when you said that. And I'm like, I gotta hold it in until I could speak. Do I know what a moob is? I do not. So I think do I need to Urban Dictionary this?
It is a man boob.
Oh. Wait, what?
Man boob. At least I believe. I don't know. Is that right, Draven? I think.
Do I need to Urban Dictionary this? But then people are going to realize that we're calling each other man boobs, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. All right, I'm going to look this up.
Don't get too lost on Urban Dictionary.
Okay, Wikipedia says that it may refer to Hmong people in the Hmong language and a slang term of man and boob.
Yep.
Urban Dictionary says a combination of the words man and boobs. I never heard of this.
I have heard of it, but I had forgotten until Draven mentioned it. I was like, and that's when it clicked again. I was like, oh man. Maybe that's why we never came up with it.
Okay, maybe not.
I kind of had a mental block on it. I was like, maybe we shouldn't do this, and then I forgot.
Yeah, no, okay. I'm vetoing that as a title.
Yeah.
It could be a subtitle if you really wanted it to be, but we'll go back and see.
Yeah, his name was Robert Paulson. Yep.
All right. Rawrgh as a skill is gonna be the title.
Yeah, portmanteau. I like that word.
Portmanteau, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the subtitle will be
Start the show? Or which one?
Start the Show.
Yeah, I want a mega movie muffin from Kevin Smith Films.
Ah, yes.
Or is it mega? Was it? Yeah, mega movie muffin.
Mega
Something-
movie muffin. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm tired now.
You know, you can't be too tired
I know.
because you know what you have to do next.
I know.
Like, I'll get on my paladin.
But that's, yeah, if you spell it M-O-O, okay, with a bunch of O's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe moob.
Yeah, I could do that. Do you guys really want the show to be named that? Is that like, am I going to disappoint you if I don't do it? Am I going to be taken off a Christmas card list because I didn't do it?
Yes, I am craving seafood. I was looking at my Instagram earlier today, and Red Lobster was one of the promoted ones, and it had a big old thing of shrimp scampi on there. I was like, oh, it is endless shrimp time. Oh,
Oh, yes. Yes.
I love shrimp. Oh, please.
For me, it is shrimp and lobster dipped in butter.
Oh, any of that. I just crustacean. You know, I don't like bugs, but give me a big old plate of crab legs, and I am happy. Just oh.
Oh, I'm gonna have to fix Nightbot. It just decided it wants to be mean tonight.
Yeah.
So I'll fix that. I'll fix it.
Yeah. Thanks for the for the explanation on the running that by us, Draven. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I
don't know,
do.
20 appreciates the way I said man boob.
Because I would have been like people. Because this is what happens on the internet. You do this, and you put something up there, and they're like, "Do you know what that means for real?" And then you're like, no." And then it's everywhere. So like, oh no, I don't want to put that everywhere. So we'll have it as an inside joke for us, and it's in the show, so you guys can.
It'll
laugh
just
at
be
it.
for us.
It's just gonna be special for all of us. So. Nightbot, man. Nightbot is a bot, and it is nice it's nice, like, if we, because here's the reason why Nightbot is in the channel. Let me explain this. So we get a better viewership if I tag in Twitch that we're doing a gaming talk show. But the problem is anytime we do gaming talk shows, we get spammed. A ton of it. And so, in order to get, maybe a couple extra new viewers to come by and check out the Twitch stream, I put it under gaming talk shows on the category on Twitch so that people can kind of come across it and see it on the channel list. But Nightbot will catch anybody who decides to put, like, all of that crap, emoji shit, or the copy pasta big things in there, and it'll catch it and delete it immediately, and nobody's got to jump on it. And the mods don't have to worry about it. And because there's just been so much spam in Twitch lately, and like garbledygook spam. So yeah, that's why it's there. But
yeah. Oh, and Buttress, I know where Kima is. I worked down in Houston for about half a year, and there's that whatever that, I forgot that, the crab house or whatever thing right on the water. I've eaten there. Gosh, that was like 3 years ago, but yeah, I've been down that way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was more the expression on my face because my mother listens to this show. And saying boob in front of my mom is not really the first thing I would have thought I was going to do today when I woke up. But hey, here you go.
All right, guys. So we'll get logged out. I can start the show downloading while Marconin takes me to try to get the Headless Horseman mount.
We will try.
This is year 9, people. Year 9 of attempting this mount that I do not have. So wish us luck. Send all
We'll need it.
good vibes and all that stuff. So yeah, we'll have a show next week, and we'll have a show the week after, And then we will be at BlizzCon. So we have 2 weeks of shows and then a week off.
And it's my birthday next Sunday.
That's right.
My Triple T birthday.
That's right. It's a 1-year anniversary for Marconin to be kind of a driving force of change on this show.
Yeah, and I'll do like any other good 1-year-old and have a piece of cake and just like throw it all over my face, and because they give the kid like the piece of cake and let him just go crazy on it. So I'm just gonna like smear cake all over my face and throw it at the camera or whatever.
Grab a cupcake. Get like a chocolate cupcake and just be like,
whoosh. Just stick it to my forehead so you just see the upside down cupcake the whole show, and it'll just randomly fall down. I love you too, Mom.
We love you, Marconin's mom. Yay. Everybody have a wonderful week. Be good to each other. Enjoy your time. And we will see you next week. Don't count on the fact that we'll have a gaming stream in the next couple weeks right away, because it's just so crazy. But
it's crazy. I depending on work, I may try and do something.
Yeah, but once we get back from BlizzCon, that's going to make things a whole lot easier for us. So the schedules will release a little bit, and we'll be able to do some there. So
yeah, we'll have more time. Let's see here.
Yay. All right, guys, we will see you next week. Have a fantastic week. Thank you again for being awesome as always. We will see you in 7 days. Bye, guys.
7 days. Bye.
Bye.